good job eating all that. Good morning from Bucharest, Romania. This morning I'm here in front of the National Theater in Bucharest, waiting to meet up with a tour guide, and we're doing a tour today of some of the markets in the Old Town, as well as several food tastings. Starting off our tour with fresh baked Bucharest pretzels. This one has poppy seeds on it. And according to our guide Andre, this is the traditional way to welcome people to Bucharest. This was the first 5-star hotel here in Romania, the Intercontinental, and it was built in the 70s, so it's a very contemporary 70s style. So this was the American Embassy until 2011, and just across the street, the Soviets used it for their propaganda center. So very interesting, and apparently the spies for each side happily had beer and meals together right in this outdoor restaurant. So we're in the old Bucharest neighborhood, which was nearly destroyed in the 1800s. This church was the only building that survived that fire, and so it is now the oldest building here in this neighborhood. This is a very old building that someone bought, and they couldn't afford the restoration, so they've just kind of left it as is and opened up a little coffee house type restaurant. So this is our first stop.
Original painting This is not wallpaper. This is actually real paint, and this is how the house looked initially.
So it would have had frescoes.
A bit of what's left, yeah. You can also see the original oil lamps. There used to be another chimney just like that.
This was one of the fireplaces here, but it was too damaged to be used, so they used all the tile and the elements from it to make this bar. This is one of the old water basins that they kept and use here in the restroom. I love that they've preserved as much as they can in this building, including these wall paintings. And this, he says, is not wallpaper. It was actually painted.
Noroc, yeah.
Noroc.
It literally means good luck, but we also use it for cheers. Here we have the star of this platter, this vegetable stew called zakuska. Yeah, so this is entirely vegetarian.
Say that again.
It is called zakuska.
Zakuska.
Zakuska, yes, it's a vegetable stew made out of tomatoes, bell peppers, aubergines, eggplants, onions, all slow cooked for a very long time. And in the older days, this was also a way to preserve vegetables for the winter, because if you put these vegetables in glass jars while it's still hot, as it cools, it would create a natural vacuum.
Yeah.
Exactly, and this would allow the vegetables to last for a couple of months. So, and here we have some fresh sheep cheese. Again, very typical for the Romanian cuisine. Actually, the word we have for cheese here in Romania is brânză.
now entering the Armenian Mahalla, which means the Armenian neighborhood, and this is the Armenian church. So we're entering the Jewish area now, and you can see this, even this gate looks like an inverted menorah, which indicates that it was a building once built by a Jewish citizen. So we're going into the heart of the Jewish community. This was an unscheduled stop, but since we're a small group, we decided to stop here for a little drink.
More for the male species here.
This is the restroom sign. This is one of the infamous apartment blocks that was built during the communist period after so much of the old city was razed to make way for these mega structures.
Then as you can see, and in the middle of this boulevard. And right now, it was slidden on rails like this to this current location on the other side of this apartment blocks. Yeah. Wow. So should we take a look inside?
Oh wow! Isn't that beautiful? This is incredibly ornate.
This is our Christian church with the platform of inside. You can also start the side of the church is covered with paintings. People in the medieval times who didn't know how to read and write to always one of our things, and it is considered a sacred place. So the name of people with two legs and dentists, because these are actually pieces of bones and pieces of saints. These were very valuable in the medieval times. Churches with a lot of money. So you can imagine this renovation. The renovation for churches are going on in this one.
So this huge apartment building stands on the site of the old market, and today the market is on the other side of that, so we're going to go under the street and under the building and come out on the market. farmer's milk here.
Which are not found in the supermarket.
So now we're going to get meat, grilled meat. It's a grilled meat in a sausage form.
It's called palinka.
Palinka.
It's a double refined plum brandy. Yeah, it's quite strong, 40% alcohol. Yeah, so be warned.
I know you like it. You like everything.
Mark, you like it? Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of Schlangeist, which is a type of schnapps.
Yes, exactly. Look at the color and you will also see the taste. I see.
Our tomatoes have absolutely zero taste.
Ours don't either, because they're not ripened
Also
naturally
here, the
at
ones
all.
in the supermarket, they taste like plastic, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now what kind of cheese is this?
this type of cheese is called kash. It's
Buffalo mozzarella. But
It kind of does, yeah.
exactly. The only thing
same
is
but different.
exactly the same but different. Blue cheese.
This one?
Yeah, so this is something like blue cheese but without the blue mold, yeah, and also a little bit salty because it was matured in brine.
Yeah, just
But
hadn't aged enough.
exactly, but you will see that it's more intense in flavor, yeah,
Okay.
and also it has a slightly different texture than the other. Okay, and now let's see with this bonus.
That's what a tomato is supposed to taste like.
Exactly.
It used to taste like
Yes.
dirty. Get this not many markets yet.
I could eat tomatoes like that all day.
So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the stars of the
Oh my God.
of the market, the famous Mici, yeah. We took inspiration from this again by the from the Ottomans.
What did you say?
What happened? We were going to get one each.
No, he said he was going to get 2 each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 each and
Mustard.
Sonny, I'm not sure if you want to try, but I also ordered one for you. If you want, we can order another one. Yeah.
Pretzel.
And oh, we still have the pretzel, right?
Yeah.
But we
Now,
also have these bumps.
Have a little bit of
tell
that,
us
but it's
about
got
this
bread.
again.
Yeah, so we took inspiration from this again from the Ottomans. In Turkey they have something called kebabchi. It looks similar, it's on a long wooden skewer, however in Turkey it's only made out of sheep meat. This is a mix of pork and sheep, yeah? And also some herbs, some spices, which these guys keep as a secret because otherwise they will lose their position as the best, exactly.
Somebody impale a meat.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, because you would have more
Here we
stability
go.
this way, yeah? You can also try with one, but you will see it's a little bit wobbly.
Where did
Give
that
it
wind come
a
from?
confident dip in mustard because I told you it's not strong. And also don't forget about the bread. And meat with mustard and beer, that's the perfect combination, yes? If they put anything extra like steaks or sausages or hamburgers, that's just a bonus. This is the main.
What's the verdict?
Grilled meat, yeah.
It reminds me of Leberkäse. Very good. And the spices are just perfect.
What spices do you think it is?
Boy, I really don't have any good idea.
Pepper, it's pepper for sure, pepper,
Oh
salt,
yeah, pepper,
and maybe a couple of other herbs, but
Tastes like a little bit of garlic in there.
garlic also is garlic. We use garlic in a lot of traditional
But there's
dishes.
something else, and I can't put my finger on it.
The true test is what the vegetarian thinks.
Sonny, yeah.
I've tried it especially.
Is it good?
I hope you don't. I hope you don't regret
Really good mustard.
the decision. As it is, yeah, it's again freshly squeezed grape juice, 100% organic. Or you can also make your own wine at home because this is the first stage of winemaking. Yes.